Unsure of the skills needed to play second in lawn bowls? Well, let's dive in to see what your role is and some drills to make you be better. Let's go. Hi, I'm Matt Clark, Bowls Australia accredited coach. In this video, we're going to delve deep into what you should do as a second, as well as some drills to help you out. Finally, we'll look at your job as a scorer and help you work out how to fill out those pesky scorecards. Now, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel, the button under there, to keep you up to date with all the videos that are released. While you're at it, like this video and help spread the word to the wider bowls community. Now, feel free to comment and ask any questions you like in the comment section, and I'm more than happy getting back to people as quickly as possible. I also love the feedback, as it's great to know that I'm helping out. Last but not least, follow me on Facebook and stay up to date with what's going on with the channel as a whole, and have a good laugh at the stuff that I post. 2, 1. Hi guys, just to let you know that this video is sponsored by my great sponsor, Hooded Life. Owned and operated in Australia by ex-Australian player and ex-Victorian player Todd Simmons. He sure knows what he's doing. Everything from bowls gear, which includes hoodies, zip-up jackets, shirts, shorts, caps, and of course, rags just like this. Todd has everything you need. He also does sports gear and workwear gear such as this, t-shirts, caps, beanies, the whole lot. So visit Todd and Hooded Life on www.hoodedlife.com.au. So the second has a very important role with the squad of 4 or even a squad of 3. The first and most important part of being a second is to consolidate what the lead has done. Now, whether that's adding to the count, putting a bowl in behind for safety, or backing up the lead in case they haven't achieved their goals for the end. Just like the lead, the second should mainly concentrate their skills on draw bowling, but with slight variances. The second also needs to know how to play with a metre or 2 of weight to sit out or dislodge opponents' bowls, to prepare the head for what the skip wants in terms of setting up the head. So we're going to look at a couple of those drills around that. Righto, so let's get started. So in the role of a lead video I recently did, we looked at bowling to within a zone, just like this. Again, we're practicing to get your bowls within the zone, which can be set up in a square or set up like this in a semicircle. Spend 30% of your training time on this. Now, one of the biggest challenges for second is playing off the middle line. Now, as I said before, we're wanting to consolidate what both the leads have done and really set up the head for success. So the skip may actually ask for a bowl 1 metre long and half a metre off centre. These are important skills for anybody, but especially seconds. So what we're going to do in this drill is roll the jack by hand. If you're training, stop spotting the jack on the centre line. Now, so either roll the jack, which is predominantly going off the centre anyway, or spot the jack either side of the line at varying widths. If you roll the jack, take about 30 seconds after you roll so that you sort of forget what weight that you've rolled the jack at. So let's look at that drill now. All right, so again, what we're doing here is first thing we do is roll the jack. Now, for the first bowl we put down, we're drawing to the jack itself. The second bowl, we're trying to get 1 metre behind, half a metre behind. Now, if you're training with another second or a lead, use 2 bowls just like you would in the game. If you're doing it by yourself, first bowl on the jack, second bowl behind the jack. Then what we do is swap hands. So the third bowl on, fourth bowl behind. What we're trying to do is bowl to positions, not so much at the jack itself. As a skip, I will tend to call the second to dead draw on to the jack with their first bowl, so they understand the weight, then ask them for coverage after that. Now, try and do this drill for about 30% of your training time. So let's have a look at what we do. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is roll the jack. Right now, as I said before, generally wait 30 seconds by the time the jack rolls. I'm not going to bore you to death with waiting 30 seconds. So what we do, roll the jack, or roll your bowl, and we're trying to get it dead on the jack. So let's see how we go with this first one. Now, I probably haven't got the line exactly right on this. No, I haven't, and I'm slightly short, but you get the idea. Second bowl we put down, we're trying to get a metre behind the jack itself. Let's see how this one goes. Probably a bit quicker than what I wanted it to be. No, that's pretty much right. So as you can see, I've done 2 on the backhand. What you would do then, if you're practicing by yourself, do 2 on the forehand, back and forth for about 20%. So you could probably do that for about 8 ends. Righto, let's move on to the next one. Now, the next drill is about trying to sit out bowls. If you're training on your own, you can use one of your own bowls or use a tennis ball. Now, what we do is we place a bowl anywhere within a foot or 2 away from the jack and slightly behind. So the aim here is to try and sit that bowl out or completely outdraw it. Now, this gives you slightly off-center target to try and beat. This is where you can add a little bit of weight, and there's a couple of scenarios where the added weight works. So let's look at that drill. So as you can see here, you either sit the bowl or you flat draw it. Now, if you're a touch heavy, you can push the bowl through, or if you're slightly short on the weight that you're looking for, you're almost flat drawing to the jack. So I'm going to put one of my bowls down there, which I already have. Now, the other thing you could do is borrow one of the older bowls from the club that you can carry around for practice. So the aim here is to outdraw, sit out, or punch out the bowl. Now, you can do that on your first bowl. With this second bowl, try and beat your first bowl. What we do is we go through all 4 bowls to do this, and we're just trying to beat each bowl. Next end, swap hands. The end after that, I'll bowl with the same hand, then come down the next with the other hand. So what happens is you end up with 2 ends on the backhand and 2 ends on the forehand. Now, you should try and practice this drill for, again, another 20 to 30% of your time. So let's give it a go. So I've sent that one down with a bit more weight than usual. Now, again, what you can also do, as is got here, you can also take the kitty. So you've well and truly beaten that bowl there. Now, again, what we're trying to do, we can try and beat that bowl on the flat draw, or we can try and punch it through. So let's see how we go on this one. Slightly bring the line in, and same sort of weight. No, I've sent that well wide. So you can see there what we're trying to do. With my second bowl, I was well off, but you can see there what we're trying to do. Beat the bowl, get the jack, or just straight out draw it. So there we go, on to the next one. Righto, the final drill we're going to look at in this video is the metre through shot. Now, this type of shot will take you a while to get right, and of course varies from green to green. But if you have the fundamental idea right in your head, you can adjust accordingly during a game. Now, this is a great drill to practice for anybody, as it's one of the hardest shots to play, but it is crucial in certain circumstances. Now, the primary circumstances are these. The opposition bowls is sitting on the jack after the leads have bowled their bowls. Now, we're needing to dislodge that bowl off the jack. Now, we don't need to play with a ton of weight, but we just need to play with enough to get the jack clean or dislodge the bowl itself. Now, I'm going to place the jack on the center line for this drill and putting a bowl an inch or 2 off the jack. It can go sideways or it can go behind it, but no more than a couple of inches away. So let's look at this drill. So again, what we're trying to do is play with enough weight to dislodge the bowl or dislodge the jack. So I'm probably a touch wide on this one. Or, as I've done here, not really what I wanted to do, but I've almost straight out drawn it. So now I've got 2 targets to go up against. I've probably gone a bit quicker on this one. Hopefully it holds its line, but it's not going to. But that's sort of the weight that you want to play with. So again, practice that drill. You only need to practice it a little bit as opposed to your drawing drills, because you're only going to be playing this shot maybe once or twice in a game itself. Right, so scorecards are an important part of the game and can be a little daunting at times, especially for new bowlers. So just relax. It's going back to simple maths. So let's whip over to me at home to show you how to fill out a scorecard.
Okay, folks, so what we're going to do, if you have a look on the other side of your screen, you'll see the scorecard. Now, generally, your side, whether it be your pennant side, pairs, singles, whatever it may be, you will generally be on the left. Your opponents will be on the right. So just to get started, what we do is, so if we win the first end, what we do is we put in a 1 into the shots and then a 1 in the total. For your opposition, we put a dash. So a dash is a 0. It just makes it easier to do the scoring. If you put a dash, it's the general consensus that everyone uses a dash. So that's the first end. You scored 1, they scored none. Second end, as we can see there, we've scored a 2. So then you put a 2 in the shots and then a 3 in the total. Again, dash, dash for the other side. Third end, dash. We didn't score this end, or you didn't score, so we put a dash in there for our score. Total equals 3. And then the opposition's finally scored, so you put a 2 in to their score and a total of 2. All right, so the next screen basically shows you the whole scorecard. So you'll see different scores go up, dash, 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 dash. You'd see the score not move. So now the idea, especially in a pennant game, is to check with your opposition once every, say, 5 ends. Okay, so just check, and all you need to do is yell out, righto, I've got 5-3 after 5 ends, and they'll check theirs and say yes. If they check with you, they'll read it their way. So if we look at end number 10, they'll say 11-8 after 10. And you just say yes, you just confirm either way. If there's any problem, that's when you confirm, go through the scorecards. Everybody forgets an end, or everybody jots down a 1 on either side, etc., etc. So just check in and you should be fine. So, and then at the bottom, you just tally it up, 18-19, and that's scorecards for you. So back to the green.
Well, that's it, folks. Another position for you to practice, or a few more drills to help you extend your overall skills as a player. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, good bowling, everyone.